guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Unit 3, Final Exam Review, Part 1, Video number 2. We're in the back side of the review and we're going to be going through these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 problems. So, let's go ahead and get sheets out and let's get started. So, for number 8, it says solve for m. Now, when we do this, this is a problem where we cross multiply, okay? We're going to multiply the 3m times the 6, and we're going to set that equal to the 5 times the 2m plus 1, okay? And the first thing that we do with this is you're going to distribute. You're going to multiply it out, okay? 3m times 6 is 18m. 5 times 2 is 10m plus 5, okay? And now that we got that, we just follow the rules of SADMA. Get your variables to one side. Okay, and then divide by 8, and you're left with m equals 5 over 8. Okay, number 9 might look scary, but it's asking you to solve for x. So I'm going to find x, and then now it's just the rules of SADMA, okay? Subtract the v squared to the other side, and you're left with w cubed minus v squared equals 3xy. Now, the 3x and the y, that's all multiplication. To get rid of multiplication, you divide. And what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Now, since we can't reduce any of that stuff, we're actually going to leave our answer is w cubed minus v squared over 3y. Since we can't reduce anything else, that's what it stays as, okay? All right, moving on to solving and graphing. Write the solution in interval notation. Write the answers with brackets and parentheses. So, a couple of things that we need to remember. Let's go through some of the signs. Okay. Those are open. Okay, and we use, not brackets, we use parentheses. Okay, know which ones. These ones are closed, and we use brackets. Okay. Other things just to remember. Greater than, less than. Okay. And one last thing is those two guys, we use parentheses, okay? A lot of vocab to remember when we're doing this. All right, let's go through. We need to distribute that negative 3, and we get 2x minus 3x minus 12, 2x minus 9, okay? We need to combine the like terms. We get negative x minus 12 is less than 2x minus 9. Move your variable to the left side. You get negative 3x minus 12 is less than negative 9. Add the 12 to both sides. Negative 3x is less than So I'm just going to start over here. I'm going to write the same thing. Now, to get the x by itself, we need to divide. And you're dividing by a negative. When you multiply or divide by a negative, flip the sign, okay? And there we go. So now we go that and we go and graph. Let's see, there we go. So at 1, we're open, and it's greater than, so we shade to the right. Interval notation is -1, and we go to positive infinity, and since it's open and infinity, we use parentheses on both of those. And that's it. Let's move on to number 11. So we're going to start by doing the same thing. We're going to draw our lines down the middle, and we want to get the x by itself. To get the x by itself, we have to follow SADMAP, so we're going to subtract 6 to everything. And we get -12 less than or equal to 4/3 x less than or equal to 8. Now, to get the x by itself, we have to multiply by the reciprocal, and we're going to do that to everything, okay? So we have 3/4 times -12/1, and then 8/1 times 3/4. Okay, if you can do the kitty corner reducing and stuff, if you want to do that, you can. I'm going to just multiply straight across. 8 times 3 is 24. And then divide those out, you get -9 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 6. Okay, and now we can start to graph this. At -9, it's closed. And at 6, it's closed. You're going to shade everything in between, okay? Because if we look at each one of these, let's look at x is less than or equal to 6. But x is greater than or equal to -9. So that's why we're shading in the middle. Okay, and when we go to interval notation, close bracket at -9 and close bracket at 6. Okay, 2 more. Distribute first. 3x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 3. And now we start solving for x. So x is greater than or equal to 3. Let's actually make that look like a 3. Okay, on the other side, we have to divide by -2 to get the x by itself. We divided by negative, so we have to flip that sign up. Okay. So we have 2 different equations that we're going to graph, or inequalities to graph. First one is x is less than -5, and x is greater than 3. and it's greater than or equal to, so we have to shade that in. Now, if we're rewriting this in order, x is less than -5, or x is greater than or equal to 3. And now when we're writing interval notation, we start at -infinity, and it goes to -5, and it's open, so we use parentheses. There's our or, closed at 3 to +infinity. All right, 13, last one. Once again, we've got two inequalities in here. -6, we get x is greater than -1. Start solving for the x. Divide by 2. 5 is greater than or equal to x. The only thing is we have to rewrite that because it's not first. The x is not first. We got to get the variable first, and it's pointing at the x. I'm going to make sure it stays pointing at the x. So there are our two inequalities. First one, we have x, and that is greater than -1. And our other one is at 5. It's closed, and we shade to the left because it's less than. And now when we combine those two things together, what's the interval notation? Well, it goes from -infinity to +infinity. Okay? Well, that's going to be it for Algebra 2, Unit 3, Final Exam Review, Part 1, Video 2. If you have any questions for Ms. Carranza or myself, please come find us. We would love to help you out. Thanks for watching.